And good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us here on News 5 at 6 on your Monday. I'm Rob Quirk.
And I'm Elizabeth Watts. We hope you're enjoying the holiday season. Let's get to our top story now. Security challenges at places of worship.
Faith groups facing violent attacks again, this time over the weekend in New York and Texas, an issue all too familiar here in southern Colorado. Our local law enforcement very involved in assessment of that risk. Our Bill Folsom in studio tonight with a little more perspective on the security measures that are in place. Bill.
Issue. Places of worship, they're also considered sanctuaries. They are places of refuge or safety. These days, maintaining that refuge requires considering some security measures. 5 people stabbed at a Hanukkah celebration in New York. A gunman kills 2 at a church in Texas. The latest attacks on places of worship. Law enforcement data shows it happens fast.
Under 8 minutes, an incident is over with.
Southern Colorado is not immune. In December of 2007, worshipers died when a gunman attacked New Life Church in Colorado Springs. Just weeks ago, FBI agents say they stopped a man with plans to bomb a synagogue in Pueblo.
There have been more requests on whether we need to have a security program or whether we need to tweak our program.
The crime prevention team at El Paso County Sheriff's Office does free assessments to help churches recognize vulnerabilities and create security plans. The shooting in Texas over the weekend was stopped by the head of security, who was armed and used his gun. Other people, likely with permits, pulled their guns.
One of the questions I get all the time in regarding these is the question on concealed carry.
Churches, synagogues, mosques are considered sanctuaries, and congregations have differing views on whether firearms are appropriate. Rather than a yes or no, sheriff's crime prevention advisors raise questions like liability, risk, and actual experience beyond the basics of getting a gun permit.
And the argument that I bring to folks, are you proficient? And I would argue that you are not proficient if you're not out training actively.
Whether guns are part of security plans is up to each congregation. Either way, law enforcement says there should be an assessment.
I'll look at your protocols if you have them in place, and I'll look at them and just see if there's anything that you could do better, or if you're doing a great job, I'll give you a thumbs up.
Now, there are still details coming in on that Texas shooting, but our local law enforcement did note that that person who shot the gunman, he was the head of security. He also had a law enforcement background, which means he had a lot of experience handling a handgun. Rob? Bill.